almost every single person has a gun. I went on a date while we were sitting and talking. It was around like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. ish. It was evening, So I was telling him that I want to start going. And then he was like, why? It's still early. It's just 7 p.m. I was like, yeah, I don't really like being out late, And then he was like, oh no, that he can protect me. And then he went to his own car. He opened the driver door and then put his hand under the driver's seat. And guess what he brought out? He brought out a gun. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video is very random. First of all, I woke up this morning and I was thinking about a lot. I was thinking about the past couple of years, living in the United States, the cultural shock, the cultural differences that I have personally experienced. And I decided to come and record it. Sometimes I actually forget that I'm in the United States. Sometimes I'll be driving and then I'll just see something that will remind me that, wow, I really am in America. Just the differences and the system and just multiple things here and there that reminds me sometimes that I am not in Nigeria anymore. I mean, I've been in the US now for almost 3 years. I know, 3 whole years. I am still in awe of how far I have come. Like, it still amazes me every time. But I want to share the cultural differences that I have experienced, the cultural shock, and I'm going to try to be as relaxed and chill in this video. I always get really excited, or rather, I try to pump up myself to get excited whenever I want to record a YouTube video, because I want the energy that you guys are seeing from the screen to be something that's positive and exciting. It's contagious, right? But today's video, I'm gonna be very relaxed. I'm gonna try to be very relaxed and chill and just have a chit chat, with you guys, just talking through the, things that I have to share and talk to you guys about and rant as always. I was able to put some of them down in my notepad on my tablet. So before we get right into the video, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up button. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe, please. Also, click on the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Do leave a comment for me in the comment section. I really want to be able to interact with you guys in the comment section. I really want to be able to do that. So please engage in the comment section. Do not send me private messages. Say it in the comment section. Are you shy? Don't be shy. Don't be shy, okay? So please leave a comment in this video. Okay, now let's get into the video. The first cultural difference that I will be talking about is the self-service culture in America. Almost everything in America is DIY, do it yourself. You want to get gas, do it yourself. You want to get groceries, do it yourself. When you get the groceries and you want to check out, self-service. So a lot of things in America is self-service. And about the whole gas thingy, so in Nigeria, we call it a fuel station or a petrol station, right? Or a filling station. But when I came to America, it's called a gas station. That's one. I'm like, gas? Why? We're not putting gas in the car. We're putting petrol in the car. Why is it called gas? In Nigeria, a gas station is where you take your cooking gas canister to go fill it up with gas so you can cook. That's a gas station, not where you get petrol. In fact, they do not allow you bring in petrol or fuel to a gas station because of how flammable it is. So calling a fuel station or a petrol station a gas station was also a cultural shock for me at first, because I was like, why would I be going to a gas station for my car? But it just did not end there. When you get to the gas station, you have to also fill your own gas. You have to put in your own petrol, your own fuel by yourself. In Nigeria, you just go there and there's a fuel attendant that's there that's going to pump the fuel into your car. You just tell them how much you want to buy and they punch it into the pump system and they pump your car. But here, no, you do it yourself. At first I was like, How? Why? Can't people just steal gas and go away? But I realized that you have to pay before you even start to pump, so you can't steal the gas. However, on the pumps, there are two hoses. So there's one for petrol and there's another for diesel. In Nigeria, the pump for diesel is different from the pump for fuel. So if you want diesel, you go to a different pump. If you want fuel, you go to a different pump. But here it's one pump for both. I remember my first experience going to a fuel station, gas station, to put fuel in my brother's car. So I was with my brother, and my brother was the one that actually drove, but he wanted me to experience what it was like to pump my own car, pump his own car. And I was excited because, I'm like, okay, I really want to see how this works. And I didn't know that the two hoses on the pump was for petrol and diesel. I thought they were both for petrol. So I put in the card, did the whole thing. Then it said you can now start to fuel. And then I took the hose that was for diesel and put it in the car. Now, if you know, a little about cars, you would know the risk of putting diesel in the place where you should put fuel in your car. It can actually cause serious damages to your car. So that's a mistake you don't want to make, especially an expensive car. I did not know. I thought it's a fuel pump. Why would there be diesel? Diesel should be separate. So as I was about to press the hose thingy and pump, my brother saw me from the side mirrors and he saw that the hose that was in his car was the hose for diesel. The way he ran out of the car to stop me, it was embarrassing, but not just embarrassing, it was also funny because I also laughed at myself that I literally was about to pump diesel. Even when I started fueling my own personal car, I had to pay attention, very close attention to what's written on the hose because they write it on the hose diesel and petrol. But it wasn't something I had to think about at first because I'm not used to diesel and petrol being on one pump. Also, still on the topic of the self-service system in America and how everything is DIY, do it yourself. It even boils down to sewing your own clothes. Now, I have spoken about this in one of my previous videos, how one of my very wonderful Nigerian lace that I brought to the United States had just a very small tear and I wanted to amend it. In Nigeria, there are multiple tailors in one street, so you can easily come out and give your clothes to a tailor and it would be amended. So I thought that it was the same when I came and it wasn't the same. I'm not going to go into too much details about that story because I spoke about it in a previous video of mine. America forces you to learn how to do things yourself because you realize that if you don't do it, it will not be done. No one is going to do it for you. It is a good thing if you think of it as, okay, you're learning something, you're getting better, you're doing things yourself, you're being independent and all of that. However, it's also an inconvenience if it's something that you don't really have the time to do yourself and you would rather someone else do it for you just to save time so you can move on to the next thing. So it's a very self-served system in the United States. I would say learn a lot before coming to the US. Even your hair, even if you want to make your hair. I was saying also in a previous video of mine how I have been in the US now for 2 years plus, almost 3 years, and I have never ever been to a hair salon for myself. Like, I've never been to a hair salon to make my hair. It's not that there are no hair salons around, there are, but when they give you the price list just to wash your hair, just to blow dry your hair, and then you compare it with what you normally did in Nigeria, you just tell yourself, I will learn how to make my hair myself. Just to braid your hair, not even the tiny braids, the big jumbo braids, just to make those kind of braids, you're looking at $300+. And that's like almost 400,000 naira. 400,000 naira to make jumbo braids. Why? Is something wrong with my hand? Like, am I handicapped? I'm sorry, guys, but no, like, it really forces you to learn how to do a lot of things yourself. Let's move on to the next cultural difference, the tipping culture. Now, in America, almost every service that you get, you have to tip. Remember, there's a self-service system where you have to do it yourself. Now, if by some miraculous power you got someone else to do it for you, now you would definitely pay for that service. However, apart from the payment you're making for that service, you also have to tip. And there is a percentage to tip. So you're not the one that's going to decide what you're going to tip. No, there is a percentage that you are expected to tip. Now you can decide to go over that percentage. You can decide to tip more, but not to tip less. This particular tipping culture makes me laugh sometimes because, first of all, I don't even know when people are genuinely polite and genuinely nice and when they're just doing it to get a good tip. Because I feel like sometimes some people just do extra. Like you're able to tell that this is just fake. You're able to tell that this is absolute pretense, that whatever this person is doing right now is because they want to suck out a good tip from you. It might not seem like a total big deal, but I have a problem when people are fake. I have a problem when I can tell that this person is being pretentious right now because they're trying to get something out of me. And when I find that out, it almost makes me not want to do what they expect me to do, because I want to prove them wrong that, hey, with all your pretentiousness, you're still not going to get that thing you thought I was going to give you. I'm just not going to go into that. The tipping culture is crazy. You're expected to tip, and if you don't tip, you're looked at as someone that is cheap or selfish. Like, I can understand, waiters and waitresses because they live on the tips. So if you don't know, I found this out the hard way. I realized that the amount that waiters and waitresses are paid as their hourly salary or hourly rate, it is so small. Like, it is not even up to the minimum wage. So they had to live off of the tips that they get from customers. It was so painful when I found out how much they were being paid. Quick story time. When I came to the US newly, I was looking for a job. There's one very expensive restaurant close to where I was living. Then the food in the restaurant, very expensive as well. So I saw that they had an opening for a waitress. I was like, okay, this would be a good place to be a waitress. They'll probably be paying really well. I applied, I went for the interview, and of course during an interview they would ask you, what do you expect to be paid? And I told them what I expected to be paid, which was the minimum wage as at that time. Guess what they told me? They told me that they pay waitresses $2 an hour. Two, like 1, 2. Like, I seriously was looking for the cameras. I'm like, this has to be a prank. The lady that was interviewing me was like, the reason why we pay $2 is because you might make even up to $300 in a day from tips, that our customers are great tippers. So that's why they pay waitresses $2 an hour. And I looked her in the face and I told her, I'll give you a call if I'm interested. Because why? That's just mean. Like, that's just mean. $2. And I have to depend on a customer tipping me. Now I understand why most of them are very pretentious, because we're not even going to go there. But yeah, the tipping culture is crazy. You have to tip for almost everything. And I just think that that's crazy. If I want to tip you, let that be my choice. Don't give it to me. I want to do it by myself from my own voluntary opinion or choice or whatever. The next cultural difference or culture shock is taxes. Taxes! I had to sing this one because taxes is crazy. Now, we have taxes in Nigeria. I mean, some people in Nigeria pay taxes. Some people, they know themselves. But that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one you pay on a daily basis. So for example, you want to go grocery shopping. You need some food items and you go to a grocery store. You see the prices on the rack. When they put stuff on the aisles, on the racks, they put the prices underneath, right? You look at the price, you're like, oh, okay, this is a fair price. I can afford this. You take it, you put it in your cart, and then you go to checkout. Remember, self-service. You're checking out yourself. You go to checkout and then you take that thing. You probably saw that thing on the rack for $3. You put it in your cart, right? You went to checkout. You take that $3 item out of your cart and then you scan it on the machine, and then you see $6 or $5. And you're like, no, something's wrong. It was $3 when I picked it up. It can be $5 now on your system. Okay, quick story time. The first time I went grocery shopping alone in the United States, I was very mindful of the prices on the racks because I had a budget. So, for example, I went grocery shopping with $20, and that $20 was my budget to get all the items that I needed to get. So, I was very mindful of the prices to make sure that I do not exceed my $20. So, I picked out everything I needed and put them in my cart. I'm that kind of person that when I'm shopping, I'm calculating everything that's in my cart. So by the time I get to checkout, I already know what amount I'm expecting to check out. So I picked everything I needed. Remember, $20 is my budget. Picked everything, calculated everything in my cart that this was within $20, which is my budget. And then I went to checkout. Remember, self-service, you're checking out yourself. I started scanning everything. While I was scanning, I wasn't looking at their individual prices because I wasn't expecting something different. I already saw the price on the rack. I was just scanning and scanning, and when I was done scanning, it brought out my total amount to pay. And on my total amount, I was seeing $26. I was like, oh, no, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Did someone else scan a different item? Like, was the screen empty before I started? And what I did, I, signaled one of the employees in the grocery store, and I told her that, this amount is wrong. The number of items that I scanned is showing me $26 when it's supposed to be $20. She looked at everything, looked at the products that I had, looked on the screen to make sure that none of them scanned twice or something, and then she was like, everything is correct, what's in your cart is what's on the screen. I'm like, why everything in my cart is $20, why am I seeing 26? She was like, oh, that's tax. I didn't know whether to feel embarrassed or I didn't know whether to take back the stuff and return them and just act like I was window shopping and I didn't really want to buy it. And I was only with $20 because I had a budget. I didn't go with a card. I went with the actual cash, $20. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, how do I stylishly return these items without looking like I don't have the money? So, long story short, taxes, prepare for them. So the prices on the rack, ignore those prices. Those are just nice prices to entice you. The real price is at checkout. The next cultural shock or cultural difference that I have experienced would be the shock of driving. You might think and be like, driving? Why is driving such a shock? I mean, it's not like I'm in the UK where you have to sit at a different side of the car and all. However, I'll say this quickly before I move on. If you're planning to move to the United States and you do not know how to drive, learn how to drive in your country first. Learn the basics. Learn how to make a U-turn, make a left turn, make a 3-point turn. Learn how to parallel park. Just learn the basics in your home country. Because when you move, there's going to be so much more to learn. So you don't want to put too much on your plate. You want to do at least half of the work before you come. What am I talking about? First of all, the traffic laws or the traffic rules are different. Now, a blinking red light means stop and then go. Red light typically means stop, right? But in this case, it doesn't mean just stop and wait for a green light. No, it means stop, look, and then go. Now, a blinking yellow light means slow down, and it also means that there's a red light coming up in front of you. Now, I'm laughing because I have a quick story time for this one, but I'm not going to share it because I don't want this video to be too long. Traffic laws, traffic signs, is very different. If you see a red light and you want to make a right turn, that red light means yield. It means you can make a right turn, although the light is red. However, you have to yield to the other cars that are coming in the opposite traffic. And also sometimes there's also a red light and you want to make a right turn and you're not permitted to make any right turn. If you make that right turn, the next thing you hear at the back of your car is wheel, wheel, wheel. You will get a ticket and you will go to court to pay for that ticket. So there's a lot of, laws here and there, rules here and there that are very, very easy to miss. If you drive past a stop sign, the next thing you hear is wheel, wheel, wheel. If you are a foreigner, that is the last sound you want to hear at the back of your car. The final one. Now, this might be the final one. It might not, but I'm just going to call it the final one for now. The food, the food, the food. Now, I know a lot of people have spoken about how they miss their country's food whenever they travel to a different country that doesn't have their country's food and la-di-da. But I'm not talking about my country's food. I'm talking about American food. I'm talking about American food. When you're watching American movies or you're just seeing American food online, they look so scrumptious and delicious. Like you just want to grab it from the screen and eat it, and delicious. Do not be deceived. Not all that glitters is gold. I said I wanted this video to be chill, right? I said that at the beginning, right? But that has left the door now. Guys, the food, when I came, I am sorry to say this to all my American friends and people out there. I'm sorry to say this, but I have to be honest. When I came to the United States and I ate the food, it felt like I was eating, okay, let me not say it. It was bland. The food was bland. You know, I was asking myself, where is the seasoning? Like, was there a beef? Like, do you guys have quarrel with seasoning? Because I honestly, it was a huge culture shock for me, huge one. However, I feel like my taste buds, they have actually adjusted quite a lot, because the things that I know that I used to dislike, I now eat them and actually enjoy them. And also, I don't know why everything has to have cheese. Like every single food has to have cheese. Okay, not every, almost every single food has to have cheese. And I'm like, why? Let's give cheese a break. Let's just say, oh, cheese, no problem. Have some time off. Okay, we don't want to stress you. Why is there cheese in everything? So I also realized that this is something that these people have been eating since they were babies. So their taste buds are used to eating that. Some of my American friends that have eaten African food, they're always like, oh, too much pepper, too much spice. Oh, my mouth is burning. And I'm eating the same food that they're eating. And I'm like, where is the pepper? Where is it? Are we eating the same? Where is the spice? Because this is what I have been eating since I was a little girl. So my taste buds have adjusted to see that type of taste as normal. Okay. I know I said the last one was the last one, but no, this one now is the last one, because this one is very important. I can't finish this video without talking about this one. Now, this is the gun policy in the United States of America. Almost every single person has a gun, the one that kills people, not the one that shoots water, not a water gun, not the one that shoots bubbles, the one that actually shoots bullets and kills. I'm like, how? Why do you have a gun? Why did you buy a gun? You actually got this for yourself? Why? Are you running from somebody? Did you offend somebody? Is your life in danger? Why do you need this weapon? Almost everybody and anybody can get a gun. Now, quick story time. I went on a date. Wait, let me sit well. I went on a date, guys, and actually thought this guy was really nice, like really cool. Like, we were talking. He looked like he had or has a good head on his shoulders. We were talking. Everything was nice. He was walking me back to my car. So we're done with the date, right? And then we realized that we parked next to each other. So he was like, is this your car? I was like, yeah, that's my car. He was like, oh yeah, this is my own car. We're like, oh, we parked next to each other. What a wonderful coincidence. So we decided to sit on his car and talk. Since our cars are just like next to each other, we can easily just get in and leave without having to, walk an extra mile. While we were sitting and talking, it was around like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. ish. It was evening, So I was telling him that I want to start going. And then he was like, why? It's still early. It's just 7 p.m. I was like, yeah, I don't really like being out late, And then he was like, oh no, that he can protect me. And in my head, I thought he was trying to be romantic, like the way guys try to be like, oh, I'll protect you. You're safe. Like, I'm a man. No. That was not what he meant. So he was like, I'll protect you and all. And I was like, nah, thank you. I want to go home. And then he was like, you don't believe me that I'll protect you? I was like, no, I believe you, but I want to go home. Do you want me to go home? He was like, do you want me to show you something? I'm like, where is this going to? What do you want to show me by 7 p.m.? Please. I was like, no, no. He was like, no, just give me a second. Give me a second. So I'd already, jumped down from his car, heading to my car. And he was like, oh, no, give me a second. Give me a second. I was like, okay, I'm giving you a second. And then he went to his own car. He opened the driver door and then put his hand under the driver's seat. And guess what he brought out? Ta-da! It is a gun. He brought out a gun. And I was like, what? Is that real? I don't know why I asked that question. I was like, is that real? Like, please tell me that is a toy or something. He was like, yeah, I take it, to protect, for safety. I'm like, for which safety? Is there someone that's trying to kill you? Why are you trying to kill someone else? He was like, no, it's good for a man to have it. It's good for a man to have it to protect his girl and his family. In my head, first of all, I was just like, okay, I can definitely tell that this will be the last time that we'll be talking, but I'm just going to finish this conversation so I can drive away safely to my house. Long story short, that's just to tell you that everybody has a gun. Well, almost everybody, because I don't have one. Almost everybody has a gun in America. And they take it everywhere like it's a purse. He literally put his hand underneath his driver's seat and brought out a gun. It was like nothing. He did it like it was nothing. He did it to impress me, to show me that I got you, girl. I got you, girl. Anything, push comes to shove, I will shoot for you. Okay, guys, please, I'm gonna just end this video here, because if I keep going, I'll just keep laughing at myself. These are a few. If you guys want me to do a part 2 of this video to talk more on the cultural shocks and differences that I have experienced in the United States, I will make another video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget to give this video a huge thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel. Click on the bell icon so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. Leave a comment for me in the comment section, please. I really want to be able to chat with you guys in the comment section and laugh and discuss in-depthly about videos that I do. So leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about today's video. Let me know what part of the video was your favorite. What cultural difference really stood out to you more. Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. I love you so much.